keep it off, still bright.
According to when I was looking at it, there were definitely, it said under the circle, this is where I was confused, under the circumvention of lawful path.
Let me tell you, I haven't seen my I don't recall getting married or signing marriage licenses. However, that's just the way they grab the karma police work. I don't see nothing bugging me or something, but I would like to
There's a rule that's basically allowing people who show up to stay or to go end up being a high school gymnasium or to go in an airport or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta set it up.
Yes, out of Africa theory, we want to see.
Show up, wait in the long
You want to see. So come and see.
Part of it would be
Somebody said they were looking at the Sahara Desert in like the glass, like a giant nuclear war, and they're like that space aliens. They were sub-Saharan Africa was such a danger. They like turned it into glass, so they kept on coming. They made it an impossible sea for them to travel. But now we have airplanes.
specific like,
Right. There's no way they can verify any of that.
well, that's another thing too. It seems like it would be, how would the U.S. government have the ability to verify that?
Yeah, they
Oh,
can't.
it's like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some of these guys, they look like threatening. They get their hands around like little kids' throat, and they're like threatening to cut their necks or something. Well, I'm watching NFL.
It's still going to happen, obviously.
No.
Some minority of people are going to be.
No, we put our foot down.
Yeah.
Have hope, Sitch.
We
Come on.
know who the Madam is. We know who Cristiano Marcos is.
So Biden is saying that we're not going to do not a red line, no
One
flies.
of the richest dictators in this world.
Right. We're not going to be doing
The most horrendous one. Who needs more silent war than like when the entire countries try to kill them?
Very clear at the beginning. And I like the coalition built.
It's like we're not going to have cross swords.
Yeah.
There you go. No, like, it's not just, if Trump was president of Russia, I think it would be great.
Yeah.
You think Trump would have given any of
Thanks,
those?
you know.
Hell no.
I thought he'd been like, I don't know, maybe
We're gonna nuke you!
I thought it would have been a lot more like that, which on one hand is significantly more dangerous. On the other hand,
But might be more effective.
and that's what it has been difficult. So on one hand, it's like that's more dangerous than Russia. And so,
Yeah, who wants Mike Tyson? Remember Mike Tyson? Oh, they talk to my phone as if that's a... Why do I keep microphone on the phone? You're like, who wants to handle Mike Tyson? Yeah, is it gonna be so? No, get the corrupt nails off. It's just like he's. Oh, farmer wants a wife. Well, we got a new bachelor paradise. This is we coming on my farm, baby. I'm looking for a wife. I'm from your farmer. I'm not Hollywood grifter or nothing. I'm not trying to get that sex sell. This ain't Dustin Diamond. This ain't. Just don't call me Screech. Yeah. What I want you to do. What I want rounding up the
Right.
which
friggin'
is not
mushrooms.
conducive
The
to
mushroom guys.
having good policies passed in this country.
At all, because it's always somebody,
They're
not somebody
perfectly
dying
legal.
off. And it
They're
takes
perfectly
bipartisan
legal
passage.
across the counter under like Southern Oregon laws.
Training soldiers, airplanes, and everything to Ukraine. I thought those two things were really good. In terms of basically writing Zelensky a blank check, I would like to hope that Biden and the entire United States learned a lesson from Iraq and Afghanistan that open-ended missions with unlimited budgets and no clear goal are like the worst foreign policy decisions you can ever do. They've like defined U.S. foreign policy for the past 2 or 3 decades, which is unfortunate, but seems to be the case. My feeling would be, and this is just a feeling, I don't know, internal cables that say otherwise, is the Biden administration has probably always had a quiet position of at some point there's going to be an off-ramp here. And I think even a month or two ago, I think those talks were being leaked, that discussion had begun with Zelensky looking for an off-ramp. But publicly, of course, the United States is never going to come out and say, we're going to support you guys to fight as much as you want for 3 months. And then after that, it's no more. How do we say that here? And it's always going to be that we're going to support you in your fight against Russia. And we tried that under Obama.
I like these guys.
Yeah, you can't.
I like them. They're trying to negotiate with like
You
cannibals.
just can't do that. It's always
There's no purpose for them.
As long as it takes and as long as you need whatever freedom and democracy in your country and any other state.
Their job is to have
So I
sex.
can understand why it feels like on a public level a blank check and an indefinite time period was granted to Zelensky, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think, I hope we've learned our lessons in the Middle East about the forever wars, that this isn't going to be forever funding Ukraine to fight for as long as they want. I do disagree. I feel like we're playing a little bit retrospectively, saying that like, well, it's obvious that they're not going to capture the Donbass. It's obvious that they're not going to capture Crimea. I agree for Crimea, that was incredibly obvious. But it was also really obvious that in 2 weeks, Russia would own Kiev and Ukraine was going to be Belarus 2.0. I think that even for a lot of military people and analysts around the world, that was an expectation, or at least a significant probability. Nobody knew, through the phrase that's thrown around now as paper tiger, that Russia's military was as ill-equipped as they were. So I can understand why, especially if you're Ukraine and if you've repelled an invasion from one of the world's largest armies, like you might feel like, well, fuck it, let's fight for a few months, let's fight for a year, let's see what happens. And I can understand the United States supporting them, but I agree that there has to be some reasonable off-ramp, but we're not going to fight forever. I think the U.S. State Department has already begun those conversations with Zelensky to look at what that off-ramp looks like. But yeah, I'm not too sure, other than like explicitly stating publicly, like, you can only fight until this date. I don't really know what else I'm saying. And I don't think the Biden administration.
Like many men who
what
were
else is
fighting these wars.
deal on, there's this $105 billion deal that's held up by debate
I do things for my woman.
over border, right? So basically, it contains $60 billion for Ukraine, $14 billion for Israel,
Woman says she
$7 billion
wants
for Taiwan,
they not fall on that.
China, and
Build a
then
little house.
funding and some border provisions. Republicans want border funding and border provisions because we get
Woman says she wants sparkly.
pretty serious issue.
I'll go find other
Biden
man.
willing to hold that up. And that seems to me like, just from what is that, Republican Democrat, it seems like political malpractice. Meaning there's a widespread perception in the United States that the border is a disaster area. Joe Biden wants these things. Many Republicans don't want these things. If he caves on the border stuff, he gets all the things that he wants, and he's going to be able to go back to the moderates in the country and say, I did something about the border. It's such an obvious win. And if he caves on the border stuff, on the Ukraine
The
stuff,
states are at war. The entire thing of the Constitution.
listen, guys,
Well, there's Articles of Confederation, which the Articles of Confederation, the states started going to war with each other.
On this, I don't like.
That's the whole thing. The states had their own colonial identities. They were from different. Oh, that's right. They all were owned by England,
Obviously, this was recorded
and
a week ago, right?
and so they have other colonies. Just the great powers of
There's a
Europe.
bill now in Congress that is what Ben is articulating here. And Trump just tweeted out not to, for Republicans to say no to the bill.
Trump's on Twitter.
He can do with immigration when he gets elected. Ben has articulated a strategy here that Democrats should cave on Ukraine in order to get
Trump tweeted.
should cave on border security.
That's these prosecutors and stuff using like tweets as proof.
funding.
They got this whole reminder from like problematic tweets. They're like, you tweeted this out, sir. You're under arrest for this tweet.
Funding, and then that would be a huge win on border security. And that seems to be the bill that is in Congress right now. Where gets Ukraine funding and we get stronger border security. And the Republicans are the ones, Trump just did a tweet on, or a true social post or whatever saying, Republicans should say no to that bill. They can't deal with immigration when he gets into office, which is just, that's messed up because obviously.
Yes, bring your sick, your tired, your children over and get them on free stuff, and Uncle Sam.
So this is the opportunity to get the bill passed, and it's the Republicans that are saying no.
Well, this goes back to what we were just talking about, how no one wants to give in.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Because, because then would be theoretically correct, and it would be a good move politically for Biden to say, oh, well, in order to get funding for Ukraine, we just have to do this border thing. I don't really want to do it, Democrats, but I have to do it, right?
Good funding for Ukraine. So what are the
Yeah,
mechanisms?
that is the strategy.
What are the mechanisms? How do you fund? What's the channel flows? But this money will go from whatever it is, the bond issuances of the Federal Reserve.
We're going to sabotage the deal. We're not going to accept that.
The Federal Reserve going to issue treasury
Yeah,
bonds.
that appears to be what's happening. Biden is saying, look, Republicans, I'm giving you everything that you want. And they're going, psych! Too bad!
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to wait till after the election where we can really get everything we want.
Yeah. Yeah, the elections.
Basically Donald Trump saying,
Once you vote and become
I don't like the principle that when we negotiate things
initially.
in the United States, there's like 50 million hostages at all points in time for every single thing. Like, oh boy, here comes the debt ceiling. What do the Republicans want? What do the Democrats want? Oh boy, like here, we can't fund our government. But I mean, obviously, the argument is going to be that if the Ukraine funding doesn't come in this bill, and if Biden and his administration feel like it's really important, then unilaterally, but as a single issue, it's not going to pass. So I would say I don't agree with
I have faith in you.
the hostage thing, because that's kind of like I was going to
So much more faith in you than you have in yourself.
different issue, but that is sort of
I mean,
how
if you have to fight your way
it's
out,
supposed to be made, right?
if you have to fight and you have to figure March, you've seen
something
War of the
that
Worlds with Tom Cruise, right?
wants.
You know the place, you know the house, the rallying place where we had our better days and happy families. You remember Newport Way?
it's totally how it
You
works.
know, just get maps and just find your way to the home. A lot of us like friggin' elephant graveyards and salmons, we return to the places we were born, we remember. You want a family? They see things we're gonna remember. We're gonna remember you.
Reporting on it, they were like,
And what you brought in with the disease you brought into our community.
borders, look, don't.
Something some of us wanted.
I'm sure my memory's faulty on it, but it was a bunch of new border security agents. It's a bunch of
Yeah, there's new ones, better ones to replace the, well, remember, we had a big purge of the police forces. We were defund all police, defund the police. And now people are like, we want the police, so we got new police.
We have to go look in the bill to see the specifics of it, because I don't
What is in the new border security? We provide physical and technological border improvements.
Yeah, the Vulcan Society's decided that, they need more,
operations.
well, it's all the Vulcan Society.
Families seeking entry at the border as well.
You know, the Vulcans.
Children. That's from December 12th, though. That's,
To kill our children.
that's old.
It's like they'd say in the Dublin song.
Still people were just talking
Dublin
about
thing.
days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the question would be, so we have to go look and see what the specific bill are. So presumably people on the right would say, well, we're against the agreement or the deal because it's not strict enough, right, on
Well, it's just like that. This is the problem with,
say that whether that's true
well,
or not.
what is that? Joe Burrow or whatever the,
Theoretically, you can
what is that?
hypothetical scenario.
It's a spin-off of Doctor Who.
Deal that the Democrats agree to, which is essentially
like the
close down
frequency
border.
thing and like giving up like 10% of those children to the thing from outer space.
Funding for
That
Ukraine.
doesn't seem to be for thinking
If
outer
from a
space. Just
cynical perspective, the Republicans didn't want to do that because they don't want to get Biden to win, they would say, oh, this isn't doing the right things in immigration. Right? They just say that, regardless of whether it's true or not. Or, so that's a hypothetical.
you don't know what it is
Or
you're
the other
fighting.
possibility is that it's correct, that the bill
Yeah,
is
we have such intercooperation and like psychic abilities and things.
from a non-cynical perspective, but from their ideological perspective, would be correct
Yeah.
to say that we're not going to support the bill because it's too
Yeah,
weak.
you have to have your,
You have to
yeah,
go
well anyway.
specifically to see which one of those
Puff
is
Daddy.
correct. Or is it more
He
accurate
did
depiction of reality?
It was like people started changing their names so much.
So,
Right.
I thought Mike Johnson, I'm so confused, I thought Mike Johnson wrote the bill, unless he wrote a version of the bill. It obviously got changed.
Mike Johnson is
He's a
dealing
good
with
man now.
This is the federal bill.
No. Mike Johnson wrote the Senator Mike Johnson.
Oh, not the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
I thought he wrote this quote bipartisan bill, but now he's against it. But I'm not sure if it's a different bill.
I thought he did.
And he's against it because Trump told him.
Well, I don't know if that's
Maybe you're like whiny and little entitled kid.
That's
Maybe you're saying you're whiny entitled because like under Avalon. Like
I
everyone said there's the thing of these children of like news analysts.
Yes, I was just trying to look. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And at this point, and I don't know what the conversations look like between the Biden administration and Zelensky, I would say at this point that it's probably fair to start making contingencies on the money that we give to Ukraine. That listen, like this conflict has, waged on now. Like now we need to start looking for potential peace. We can't just write you an unlimited check.
Oh, now the war is at your
But the
doorstep.
broader question of like, is it okay to make this particular piece of legislation with all this funding contingent on Ukrainian funding? I mean, that just seems to be the way.
No, now the war is outside your
Quick
doorstep.
pause. Bathroom break. One of the big issues in this presidential election is going to be January 6th. It's in the news now, and I think it's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. So, question for Destiny first. Did Donald Trump incite an insurrection on January 6th, 2021?
Jim hits his Farscape streaming.
This is probably
Senators kind of rails at Biden.
I think are plenty that I would say just
Plenty, cool.
on this. I think that the conduct and behavior leading up to and including
Oh, we got, good. Some comic books.
Non-universe. Except at Eclipse, Tim had his own little mini universe. He had Scout, he had New America, and he had Swords of Texas. And of course they had a follow-on Scout series, and it looks like he's coming down the stretch now on the long-awaited Scout graphic novel.
Now this is interesting because when you talk about Lost Universes, I never really thought about a lot of the stuff that was going on in the 80s with Eclipse, Kamiko,
Yeah, it's weird.
like American Flag, First Comics, things like that.
Yeah,
They're all
the
sort of
1980s,
in that umbrella.
my kids are just flock to see these movies.
I
and
say
just-
First Comics is a non-universe, but they had a vehicle to get a universe in Grimjack with the city of Sinishore. The people could go through there. That's how they did the Crossroads miniseries. Now, to me, Lady Death is one of the great examples of a universe that has come and gone and come again.
Right.
1990s mainstay with Chaos Comics. And then Brian loses control of the character, gets the character back, creates Coffin Comics, and they're a crowdfunding dynamo. Among the most loyal audiences you will ever find in comics. I am fairly convinced that if Brian were to publish comic stories on, like, say, refrigerators, that he would have fans that would buy them because they are hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore. That's a
That was
problem.
hard because I remember
That's a problem. That is a
doing
very
some
big
Lady
problem.
Death through CrossGen.
And
when I was
I'm
there.
starting to see other people right now. And it's just talk about the power of imagination. Do you know what hardcore is? When you hear the word hardcore? Well, my brother was like 17 years old, and it's just been so hard for finding that you can live with him. But then again, his life is just, well, he used to draw, Maybe like draw like women with their like lips spread. We saw porn. We found it's like boys and pornography. There's a Playboys here. Nothing wrong with a Playboy. Nothing wrong with it. That's softcore. Larry Flint's hardcore. When you get that mental arousing, like for Adam, you drawing like the hardcore lips spread. Well, I used to jerk off. I've been trying to my dialing back. I'll be honest, because I used to watch so much porn on the internet, and then I would be like trying to date people on the internet, and like I had quite a collection of like pictures that women would send me. No, but they're sending it to other men too. Well, it starts off just people in their isolation, talking to fellow nerds. This are sexual libidos. That's what it's about. I'm so like just. They call it microdosing. The Tech Valley. So I first heard about microdosing shrooms. I guess they're like shroom tropec. Well, study aids and looking to human self-optimization. It's a competitive to get those degrees, to get into medical school. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you the academic requirements that was one of the most hardest, lucrative, desirable. What's so desirable? To be like admired by society or just, I don't know. All I know is that degrees cost money. Without that degree, without that license, that's why it makes it so valuable to be the only person who's allowed to get medical advice. You got a license? You got a license to tell them that you don't have a license. You don't have a license to do that. See, I don't know if you know what blacked.com is. It's where people with a certain type of fetish go. And they really like to see housewives. I'm a product of that. A purveyor of it. A pusher of it. That's why the biggest lessons are to guard your mind. It's like being French on a Haitian plantation. Sugar plantation. Well, if you follow Let's Not Hate on Twitter, Tariq Nasheed is not hateful. He's inspiring his people with 1804. And a solution, Alex Jones said the solution in 1984 is 1776. Well, what happens a mere generation after 1776? 1804. That's a real, yeah, and you know what? Nobody with brains buying a friggin' auto drive spy vehicle. GMC. Gunner's mate. Valuable blender yet. Yeah. Well, white men and their mulatto children. They said back in the day that people on plantations, the women would gossip with each other about like where you had like the little mulatto children, like whose husband was making them, whose husband was going to slave quarters and making like little children. Yeah, it's like, anyway, so I feel like I'm on Twitter. When white men would complain on Twitter that like, oh, look at that, they'd be analyzing commercials. Well, you gotta pay them for something. And if their job is to be like the brand, what else are you? We don't want them in the office. Oh my goodness, those corporate expense cuts. No, I'm not going to stop. Marcus Logan has been stalking. It's like he was assigned to my family for so long. Yeah, we've had a system of spies in this country. How many spies does each worker have to support? Like, how many of these dudes are like on some sort of like DoD program of secret agents? I have a story that I heard in San Diego, because they have like the home of like the special warfare operations. Well, one guy was on a ship. He said they were having a drill. They were having like a thing of, and like the Navy SEALs, they commandeered. It was like a defense drill. Like what did they do? And so, it was the Navy SEALs boarded the boat, night ops, like pirates and stuff. Well, anyway, a year later, months later, he's taking his car into a mechanic shop, and I don't know if you know anything about like if you ever watched those old 1970s and 80s, it was like they did the orders, and it's like, if you get caught, your government will deny, you'll burn after reading. It's like that kind of level, because what they do in other countries should be considered a crime if they did it in America. Yeah, that's why when the government sends their like active spies, there's nothing wrong with like, otherwise a tourist, every vacationer would be a spy. Oh yeah, who's this guy? Who's this guy leaning into the, you can't really see as that hair blocks up his name tag, number. He's wearing 11. Oh wow, is it interception? Yeah. Brandon, Brandon, let's go Brandon. I didn't know that was the green we were cheering for. Never mind. Yeah, I can't see what the Brandon, so that hair, my goodness, I'm just watching this play and I cannot make out his name, how they would spell it. A-I-Y with this? Like, what is with like the tape and stuff? Just these fabric, like flag football tags, just hanging out everywhere. What is the point of that? Yeah, Brandon, I guess he's a receiver. He's still on the field. But what is that piece of like cloth just hanging there? And then we have the guy with the this running back has like this tail thing hanging out of his back, out of his pants. They wear different color shoes. Well, they don't have the bright fluorescent ones. I guess they'll wipe the sweat off. Oh, yeah, they're loud and hand towel because. What is that thing? Well, I need to drink more water. That's the thing about mushrooms, it gives you that seasick. That's more than anything else. I got like queasy, feel like seasick. Turn out the lights. I haven't showered in like, well, I actually haven't changed my clothes much in a few days. This is, Brandon Ayuk. A-I-Y-U-K. Ayuk. Cam. Is that Cam from Kill Tony, the comedy specials? Coming out there is mocking people who women he be visiting and stuff. Cause, well, yeah, it's just like when you have a certain, like when you grow up with a certain like image of what a good looking guy, and like that's what she prefers. When you see Cam the comedian coming out there, he's like, yeah, he's all friggin' like guy hanging out the corner with his friggin' with his paper bag of, and this Arizona iced tea, man. He's drinking some iced tea. Those cops and stuff, they be harassing him. They be harassing him for no reason. But that's all right. The cops harass them because people are too afraid to confront them. Oh, wait a second. That Civil War thing, huh? That Civil War, what were we fighting that Civil War over? Well, they say slavery. Okay, was the Civil War fought over slaves or over like who was nicer than the black people? And by black people I mean Africans. However, you need to read the Rig Veda. People start like lining themselves up according to their class and their family. 'cause that's what friends are for. That's not my song, I'm just singing along, I'm just singing along. I'm just singing along, I'm singing along. I'm just singing, I'm singing along. I'm singing, I'm singing along. Well, you see, there's, women, girls, like they're very swayed by social pressure because the single man can't protect a woman from all the wolves and things of this world. It's just men are like, why is your sheep like completely 100%? Well, it's like the social cues. Yeah, how racist I am at the moment? No. The friggin' person who's like assaulted my family, who's done horrendous things, oh, they can justify it all they want. You know anybody know who justifies? Oh, look at the tears. What am I doing? You're just looking at an empty screen, aren't you? Eating foods I've never eaten before in places I've never been at because the world didn't end when I was 17. Well, you know Michelle McKnight or Ariel Castro. Do you know who Ariel Castro of Cleveland is? Is present tense. I'm dual streaming. This phone is like just It was $200, and he's chugging along just fine. The screen has a propensity to crack every time it's dropped, but it's just more. That's just more opportunity for what was it called? Cell phone screen repair and psychic. There we are. Go Giants. EA Sports. They're our favorite sports stars. Intuit MailChimp. Didn't MailChimp like ban? Didn't they just lock people's mailboxes up because they were like saying bad things and stuff? Yeah, you're not allowed to do. Oh, they didn't want their customers back. It's like Patreon, all these types of things. All I wanted, I didn't even donate to Lauren Southern. We're watching. Remember NFL. You don't got money. You're recruiting with women. Look at all these hot cheerleaders. Please send your daughters to college. Please send your cheerleaders to college. Your daughters to college. Why would any man want to go to college or play professional sports if it was not for the women? Yeah. What? Did you get snap off? Oh. Well, these guys, man, it's like after this game, the party. Reynolds. Like Ryan Reynolds? No, I'm just kidding. These rather popular names. Okay. Reynolds. Would you go to a fast food place with a Reynolds? Mecca Reynolds. Yeah. It's like this the CTV, all those cameras, they were supposed to make our society safer, right? It's almost impossible to commit street crime without being ID'd. Was it Gronkowski? Ryan. Anyway, it's like Mad Men when well, Don Draper had that room that he kept for his like girlfriend or his therapist like thing. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Get men with money, they have the smush apartments. And you would get the apartment here, apartment there, and that's where you can like. That's where you get your smush apartment because man, if you're too popular, too well known and stuff, women would be like, you know what? That isn't he married to like a who knows? Who knows? Jesus love is like a second language. It takes what? He gets us, all of us. Jesus. He gets us.com. You know, that microdosing, I'll show you what I was microdosing, you know. I did get that, you know, remember, I did get before I left the Navy, I gave that thing about like the dangers of getting, because people just, service members just wanted to get high. It was like, you can't get it, so they were like, because we pee in cups. I got some pee over here. I'll pee in another bottle for you. You know, it's like, you don't need a spinal tap and freaking spectral analysis. Well, then again, you have to actually know what those things are and how to use them, what they mean. Oh, we have people who just, the more people they can bust. Oh yeah, man, the more people they can bust. The Cleaning Lady season premiere Tuesday, March 5th. (1957) Western Conference playoff. 49ers led 24-7. Do you know that that John F. Kennedy, beloved? Well, I mean, apparently he lost the election. It was from ballot stuffing and mob that helped him in Chicago. And then his brother Rob Kennedy, he was going after the very people who helped get his brother elected. That was what made people upset. Do you think if Nixon had been president, and wait, who was president? Man, such vulgarities. So much. That is the most good. Because I'm all spun out on mushrooms right now. I'll tell you, I've had one girl attempt to, and I was like so demeaning to her. She was like, "Well, my girlfriend." Anyway, we were just like children. We was over eager to do things. And she was like, because that came from television and things. And like, actually, from my memory, from the big sex scandal, because like porn stars, they sued. They didn't want to be. Some people get recruited and groomed into being porn stars, and then like then they realize that that guys are just watching them on big screens and everything. But anyway, sex gets really boring after it. Just missionary, it's so boring. And so they have like this, so the other orifices which are like forbidden, they call it taboo. I don't know if you know what taboo means. This one will be in my dictionary. I only have the second half of the dictionary. I only have the second half, so. But the New Century Dictionary, Volume 2, pockmarked to simmer ye, and supplements. So taboo. Oh, look at all these topaz, Bank Brazil, all the gems. Stole. Preterite of steel. Stole 2. Noun. stole equipment, dress, garment, to Greek letters, set, place, and put away, a long robe worn by men or women, archaic or poetic. Also, an ecclesiastical vestment, a narrow strip of silk or other material worn over the shoulders by deacons over the left shoulder only, and hanging down in front to the knee or below. Also, a kind of collar of fur, marabou or the like, extending downward in front of the long bands worn by women. Stole 3. Noun, a variant of stool, origin with reference to a close stool in old titles of offices of a royal or princely household as groom of the stole. That got me off from looking at taboo, but fortunately taboo is such an interesting word. Taboo. Taboo. Ooh, tadpoles. Tadpoles and gills. Taboo. Taboo, okay, they have two. There's taboo, the way I see it, T-A-B-O-O. It's also T-A-B-U. It's pronunciation. Polynesian taboo. In Tonga Islands, also taboo. Among the Polynesians and other races of the southern Pacific Ocean, separated or set apart as sacred, forbidden to general use, placed under a prohibition or ban. Hence, in general, forbidden as, say, by social usage, or interdicted as she could not have outside employment. To the village doctor's wife, it was taboo. Sinclair Lewis's Main Street 2 in plurals, booze, bus, bows, among the Polynesian, etc., the system or practice or an act whereby things are set apart as sacred, forbidden to general use, or placed under a prohibition or interdiction as the sacred protection of express edict of the taboo, declaring his person inviolable forever. H. Melville's Omo. The fact of being so set apart, forbidden, or placed, hence, in general, or prohibition or interdiction of anything, exclusion from use or practice, exclusion from social intercourse, ostracism, taboo, taboo, DT, booed, boning, to put under a taboo, prohibit, or forbid. As political questions were tabooed by the well-meaning chaplain, Kingsley's Alton Locke, ostracized as a person. That is not what I was expecting. See, I see in porn, they have like taboo porn. Taboo. Well, I think of it in biblical terms. Well, like I said, that like the sucking of the, that seems to me degenerate. Not only degenerate, humiliating. You wouldn't do that to one of our vested virgins, would you? You wouldn't do that to a woman waiting for the sanctity of marriage. Would you, slave? Taboo. I ate bacon today. To Jews, that's taboo. I think. Am I using the term right? That's my favorite part about Schitt's Creek with the Rose family. Because they sat down in the diner just like everybody else, and then I was, pork. Yeah, I keep my eyes. I want to avert my eyes from the center of the screen. They have this like helmet. I've been talking about on other streams, as on Twitter, Twitch, and that. Although it is like they are partners. Yeah, so I wonder if they have like, well, as a plugin, do I still have an active like just ongoing community? What do they call them? What do they call the audio only plug meets? Twitter Spaces. That's right, Twitter Spaces. I think Clubhouse was the first one I heard because people were on Clubhouse when I was sitting in an airport when I was waiting for ride back from Afghanistan. We closed it out. And so I was, because other things were going on. We had COVID lockdowns. We had January 6th. We had justice, urban justice riots for people to get their justice. And so Clubhouse was about how white people could send money to people they owe money to. I gave Ashley a PayPal. I gave her $100. She said all white people are racist. Remember Ashley? On it's a meme. It's a meme that they have on poll, but she had this thing. She is all white people are racist. Pay me. So I sent my $100 to Ashley. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, that's. I'm on the fence about football. See, I quit my football. I quit high school football. My dad was so enraged. It was a spur of the moment thing. I was in a home ec, and these guys, they started a football team. They started calling me out about my bad performance in the middle of class. They like to do that. They kind of when you get people looking at you, oh, he's correcting him. Yeah. Yeah, it's just got blood. He's tasting his blood. See, one of the things that I've been ashamed about was quitting high school football. I would have gone back, but at the time I also making money, working with my uncles, just appealed to me more. My dad says we didn't that he used my gas money. I paid him gas money things. But I don't know what he was expecting. Or maybe he comes from a generation that just so believed in you get a sports career, you get an entertainment career. He was a TV generation. His dad wasn't part of his life. He had a divorced mom. He just sat watching those TV shows. Yeah, the Vikings. This is one of the things where people really got into the Viking worship. Woo! Is that Marshawn Lynch? Yeah, Marshawn Lynch in beast mode. Uber Eats and hamburger, that looks so good. Lots of touches. Oh yeah, I heard today that there are certain cars that they can unlock them unlock and start them with an iPhone. There's Kia and some. That's why I see the commercials for these new vehicles, and I'm like, you know, it was an ongoing thing to not have vehicles stolen. It's all about how to not have your stolen, how to be safe, and that kind of stuff. And boy, safe from who? Safe from what? I don't know. I wonder. Oh, my IRS thing. Client Organizer Topical Index. This Client Organizer Topical Index is designed to help you quickly locate items listed. To use the index, just locate the topic and refer to the page number listed. The page number corresponds to the number dependent on the top right corner of your organizer sheet. Please note, this organizer is customized specifically for you. It may not contain all the pages listed here. Casualties, losses in businesses. Yeah, they're not gonna do that. It's like that's why I'm in the courts again. Yeah. You know, I had a friend who was traumatized because child sexual abuse, satanic panics. You know, what would you do? I don't know if you're like me, but if I had a kid and it turned out that like the teachers were like making them suck if the teachers are kindergarten and they're like making little kids suck their, like, I don't know if you said Desmond is amazing in the ketamine. Yeah. See, it's like they have to break them young. I to my shame, and yet at least I've seen it. To report back to you. There's a meme on something called ImageFap.com. ImageFap is where people, it's like this stuff that you can post. People post amateur shots. Some things will. If you've sent a nudie out, if you've ever sent a nude out, it's out there someplace. It's out there online. If you've ever taken a picture or with your phone, no, it's out there. So it was all about the transgender in California. And it was like from the thing, and like every family would be assigned. I think they did this out in Europe, where they assign like a refugee. I'll call them a refugee. And so the refugee comes in and you put a dress on the man and the man's not allowed it. Well, the only reason they keep us around is to create more beautiful white women. See, only my seed in a white woman can create a beautiful white woman. And their money. Am I being a little too hateful, or am I just actually telling you something that I read that exists? It's a transgender. They want to teach the little boys young that they're like, because it's a mixed family. And somebody's going to be wearing the dress, and somebody's going to be subservient. It disgusts me. However, it's the world that somebody wanted. This was around Thanksgiving hours. School in Beverly Hills when Courtney was about 6. and I was 5. I used to follow her and copy everything she did, Kim. Aww. Aren't they cute? This, I love this. I was in Hawaii and my mom was 19. She is really beautiful. It's like a scrapbook. These girls in her scrapbook. They must have a wonderful life. For Nana's recipe book, we were going to give you Nana's recipe for dishi, but our mom won't let us. She says it's a secret family recipe. But we can give you a recipe Nana wrote out by hand for these Armenian cookies that are to die. When I grew up, Courtney, even when I was little, I loved clothes and shopping, and I wanted to be a fashion designer. One year I got older, when I got older, my parents gave me a sewing machine, and in high school, I would buy patterns and fabrics. One year when my mom was getting ready for her famous Christmas Eve party that night, I saw a Jill Stewart dress in a magazine that I was dying over. It was a little lavender mini dress, all roughly, and it was really for spring, but I just had to have it. So I went to the fabric store and came home and made it and wore it to the party that night. Aww. Kim, I always wanted to be a reality TV star. Did you have reality TV before Ray Ray leaked, your mom manager leaked that Ray Ray? I never heard of reality TV before, like, I think Kardashians were like the first. It was like, we're gonna follow this family around with cameras and stuff. Oh wait, The Real World first came out on TV. I told my friend Alice, I forgot about The Real World. When we get old enough, let's make an audition tape. She said she didn't want to be on Real World, but instead she would be my manager. And it's so funny because now she's one of the biggest managers in the music business. And it turned out that the company that produces both of our shows for E! Is the one that created and still produces The Real World. I forgot about those MTV. Well, MTV was just, that taught us how to be cool. You know, it's like kind of like when NBC, the networks, I forget what cable was. Because before it was just, we had the 5 channels, PBS, and like, some places you'd, I guess, have 1. It's expensive to broadcast on these things. Just different ways of getting a medium out, getting a message out. Yeah, let's see. Date one of us, date us all. Oh. Sorry, my other viewers. That's what it says. I haven't asked for, I didn't write the publishing company, but I think under licensing, if you're going to review something, I can get just, you're a Kardashian. You simply cannot have a relationship without everyone in the whole family being part of it. All of us are so close and involved in each other's lives that it's just impossible to avoid. We're very protective of each other. We're grateful to have people around us who care and are always looking out for us. And we do spend so much time with each other and the rest of our family that a guy has to be able to enjoy that with us. If he can't, then he's not the right one. But sometimes it can get out of control. Kim, Courtney and Chloe. Courtney and Chloe, you should talk about that. Chloe, oh, you mean how Courtney broke up with Scott and cried on my shoulder all the time? And I was working so hard to help her, and then all of a sudden she's back together with him again? I couldn't believe it. I was just so upset. Courtney, it wasn't really a breakup. Chloe. Oh, it was a breakup. It was definitely a breakup. It really hurt me as a sister to have her drag me through the whole thing and then just turn around and there he was again. I feel like it's my duty to protect Courtney. Chloe gets way too protective. Chloe, I was too involved. I just had to remove myself emotionally from that relationship and protect myself. I don't get like that with Kim. With Kim, she's so dramatic that I don't want to say you don't listen to her, but you don't take it too seriously. Kim, you know what I mean, right? Kim, I always get emotional, but Courtney is usually so unemotional and okay with anything and everything. Just, Chloe, exactly. So I really took it to heart when she was in distress. You have to realize that when you end a relationship and lean on the people who care about you, they're going to take your side. Then if you get back together with that person you were screaming and sobbing about, it's going to be hard on the person who carried you through. I think the older we get, the more cautious we are about being so hands-on in each other's relationships. Kim, still, we're having troubles. We rely on each other 100%. Beware of breaking young girls' hearts. I'm turning this thing over to the antique store tomorrow. Yeah. Well, eternal sunshine is spotless mind, right, John? Yeah, that's right. See, it'd be easy, like, to go reset and be like, have it, because we know the times that we lived in. I know the times I lived in. The times before that, well, you know, that eternal life thing. Some people are far older than me. Well, some people, do you believe in souls and reincarnations? Well, there are people in their 80s whose daddies marched off to the war and never came home. Oh, it's first and goal. So this is the fourth quarter. Oh, 49ers just put themselves up another. I don't know what to do in life. I'm just enjoying myself. Just entertaining my own self, and you on the camera. Maybe you're not entertained or not. Maybe you're like the quarter point thing. He's so crazy. He's on drugs. He's on drugs. He needs to be in a conservatorship. Ooh, KMVU 26.1 Medford, Klamath Falls. I wonder what it'd be like if I had different streamings. This is on Paramount Plus too, right? Is it the same announcers? Oh. To control the narrative. So many did the broadcasting. And how are the other people? Because we have radio announcers. And then they started making the radios part of like the NFL package. So you get like an NFL subscription for like internet radio, which the transmission rights are the same announcers. Yeah, so many people talking about the game and talking about the players. And remember Training Day? I don't know if you've seen on Training Day. It's that freaking player. He just right now he got gambling problems and stuff. He just like gets to the end of the thing and he puts a gun to his head and blows his head off right there on like national television. like Brock, when he like turn into like a werewolf or something on television. It's like, like looking at these faces, it's like making these faces. You taking this, if you drop it on people on the heads. Yeah, it's dangerous. Hey, the rise of the monsters. I mean, like, have you seen the zoo, right? Like with animals. Don't you have a spirit animal? You ever like, you people in your spiritual quests. What is your spiritual animal? I don't know. I don't want to betray one spirit animal, but it seems an animal kingdom just like balance themselves in harmony. There are the lions and eating of the elks and gazelles and carnivores. But we don't eat other predators. It's a choice, I suppose. Sometimes those populations, see what in Yellowstone, they because wolves were like preying on like the rancher sheep and stuff, so like they got rid of wolves for a long time. There was like extermination to get rid of the wolves, and when it happened, they like Lyme disease started breaking out, just an overabundance of like deer, and yeah, it's a lot of some guys like hunting deer and stuff, but. When you hunt deer, you're hunting. They released wolves again. And they find that like the ecosystems just work so much more in balance and harmony when it's. There's a lot of things like why safaris are important in Africa because if they weren't paid to maintain an elephant population for people to come hunt, then they would like just eat the elephants and there'd be no protection of the animals. Yeah, I'm looking for my phone. Yeah, this phone, and I have another phone. I'm privileged like that. I have multiple phones. I was thinking about how somebody getting their first television in an undeveloped or developing part of the world, they're just now entering like 19. Well, it depends what kind of television they get. I was reading a thing, apocryphal. It was like hearsay. It said when movies, because photographs were interesting. Before, like if you wanted to see it, get a book and you had like somebody who was there would like paint what they saw or sketch it. So like the artistic, there's so much more demand for artists because they could be like, look, I was there and I saw this, and like, whoa. And then they had pictures, just standalone pictures. So somebody who just always had these movies, always had a television, when it was just like, there was like just pictures. It was like one picture and then another picture, and they like, so they went to the thing and it was like moving pictures. It was like moving pictures, what? And they had a train, and the train was coming. And if you see it, you can look at the stuff on YouTube, and you're like, what? They fell for that? But yeah, they freaked out. They thought the train was coming right for them. You know, it was like, because they hadn't seen the picture, the moving pictures. You want a churro with I prefer the standard chips. I had a foot long the other day. I'm usually getting one of my secrets of bachelor living, economize, they'd have like whatever they have a special, like $5 foot long special and tuna fish. Every week, every day of the week there'd be a different like special. And so I would get the special. It's a good upgrade, you get like, I have to spend a little more. But anyway, you take one of those, you have half for lunch, half for dinner. That's a lot of food. I feel like one of those memes. Well, they have like cartoons, and the political cartoons, and it has economists, and they're talking like lecturing people about their credit card debt. Like, oh, you need to get your credit card debt under control. You need to stop spending on credit, pay those credit cards off. You put yourself on discipline and start saving money. And then like all of a sudden, like the economy started collapsing because people stopped. And then there's the same economist like screaming, "Are you crazy? You know what are you doing? You need to spend it. You stop shopping." Well, they were shopping on credit cards. My thing is like, I've never lived in that Amish world. Maybe like isolated. Well, I guess I don't know. Is M. Night Shyamalan The Village what Amish life is like, or do they in Amish world are they so like understanding that they don't have their like. Well, what's outside in the modern world? They're marching down. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Down by 10. That's a 2-score game. Oh, touchdown! Oh no, he went out. Okay, he stepped out of bounds a couple of yards short. Oof. Oh yeah, foot's out, but the ball placement should be way. See where the ball is. Okay, 1 yard line. Yeah, it's about the 1 yard line. Yeah. He just throws it away. Oh, that's a smart play. Where is my other? I'm walking around with these headphones on. Oh, my place is just so. Oh, I don't care. Oh, I don't care. I don't have a bug out bag ready. No, this is the stand. Then they try to replace it. They like put something for. Oh, I don't know if you're a Stephen King's fan or anything. You really don't want to live in one of his books. And yet, the friggin' race swapping of our characters. I have nothing against other races. It's just I wanted to return home to my family. Well, when I say I, Jeff, I know alcoholics use I a lot. We just wanted to return home to our families, Jeff. We. Wait, you're serious? You're a commissioned officer? Well, this is reserves. The reserve forces are so much larger than the active duty components these days. If you're active duty, you can look at your contract. You have you're like an individual ready reserve. It's every contract's an 8-year contract, from what I understand. And so many people, I'm part and parcel of this. When I was in Orlando. When I was in nuke school in Orlando, so many people discussed, it was so hard about how to get out of their contracts and start making money when the people that intentionally eat themselves out, but they're naturally big people anyway. But yeah, the eating themselves out, the suicide attempts, this or that. I sat around and even discussed it with one of them about like what I would do, and because we know that they're going to go and like get people out of rooms. And what if nobody had been a first responder? Nobody had put you on the gurney and said, "Oh no, he's suicidal." It was. What if you just what if you just sat there for like a day and got up and because you didn't take enough OD pills. But I get it. It's like you go out and you're like, we made terrible mistakes. Well, yeah, high pressure sales. The story of how I signed the story of how I signed my enlistment papers. Mess. They're good. Even then, they had this is '94, and this was the rise of tech industry. If I had more guidance in my life about like computer programming and working and networking with those people, but then is but an actual command? Yeah, there is no but. There's if and then. If then. But it seems to be malware. Or just inserting itself in. Like, what is this? It's if then. Causality. It's a logic gate. You know what logic is? If looks like they're gonna. They scored a touchdown, but they did not get the onside kick. The onside kicks are notoriously hard to pull off. Detroit will not be going to the Super Bowl. Oh, so close. One of the Detroit Lions, he just for like another 5 inches. I wonder what these guys' personal lives are like. Oh, is it not allowed to be touched first? But if it goes past 10 yards, oh. That's so difficult. Yeah, I don't know. You see, the referees used to have to be. They make $200,000 a year to be referees, but they were they're elite lawyers, and so they have to be very knowledgeable of. Well, boy, oh boy! Imagine that they could change rules. It's called. Remember disparate impact. Disparate impact is like a thing of why. If you make a law and affects some people differently, or you gotta look how a change in law or a change in the rule book's going to affect people. Yeah, so many people want Detroit. So many people went all in. This would be Detroit's year. Motown revival. Motown 2. Destiny's Child 2 coming out of Motown. People are going to love Detroit Rock City again. They used to call it Paris of the West. Detroit. So much money, so much art, so much culture. And you know what? It's Paris of the West. The last time I was following Paris, they had like filthy mattresses and garbage strewn everywhere. Oh, land of the free. Come on, man. That's one thing it'd be interesting to talk to Michael Moore, just to whatever his documentary is for these times. Because it's sicko, that was one thing. He really meant, the stress of paying for medical. He was in Paris, and he was like, and he was talking, because in order to have a baby in the United States, it's like $25,000 right out there. You just want a baby, it's going to cost you $25,000 to give birth. And that's low. And down in Paris, where they don't, you see them in Paris, and they're like, oh, we don't pay for anything. No, you come here, they're like, oh, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Look at all the free stuff that they get in Paris. This the free healthcare system. We need taxpayers to pay for this. Yeah. So that's the story of why I can't afford to have to live with you women. I can't afford it. But at the time I was in the Navy, I was in the military, they were trying to pull me back in. But if I had been active duty, then you could have been in the TRICARE system. I didn't know what the TRICARE system was, but boy, they had really good dental insurance. Well, so he's not your friend. I know you want to go to the club with him, Bosa. You can show like his. Well, Bosa got himself one of those cancellation scandals. Time is. Wait 1 second, but 0-0 on the. What did I bring for dinner tonight? I went shopping today. Well, February 18th. Wishlight Clash. Well, these guys. I went and spoke with the halfway house guys and with machinists. And that's where Devin Stack on blackpilled on an Odyssey, which I haven't been on for a long time. I've watched his critiques and of the agendas and things. Phosphorus, cinnamon. Oh, this is synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms are things that mean different ways of saying it with different. So phosphorus, synonyms: clamorous, bawling, blatant, noisy, turbulent, obstreperous, see loud. That's what phosphorus means? It's loud. Visitor, synonym: visitant, caller, guest. A visitor comes to see a person or stay in a place, often for some time, for the enjoyment of social intercourse, the pursuit of business, sightseeing, etc. Visitant, a somewhat unusual word, except in ornithology, now refers especially to supernatural beings and official, often religious visitors, as a ghostly visitant. He was sent to see a visitant to the capitals of Europe. A caller comes for a short, often formal visit. A guest is anyone who enjoys another's hospitality, especially meals and lodging, and so the word is extended to include those who pay for their accommodation at a hotel. I mean, a hotel would be... I have all of these hotels, and like that is one heck of a mansion. Don't be a bad guest. Turn this into a cooking stream. Onion roasted potatoes. Prep time 10 minutes, cook time. 1 envelope Lipton recipe secrets onion soup mix. 4 medium all-purpose potatoes cut into large chunks. 1/2 cup olive oil. Preheat oven to 425. Combine all ingredients in a 13 by 9-inch baking or roasting pan. Bake, stirring occasionally until potatoes are tender and golden brown. About 35 minutes. I have some bread that I need to use up though. Garlic bread. See, how do I make this and make sure the lights off? Yeah, so like maybe tomorrow will be like some cloudy weather. Something to keep me in and cleaning. I've been in mostly, but now I'm just I'm so excited. I have my antenna so I can. Oh. Lipton Kitchens. So how do I just make the standard onion recipe soup? Okay. So how do I make the onion? I just want soup. Oh, soup directions. Empty 1 olive into medium saucepan. Stir in 4 cups of water. Bring to a boil. Stirring occasionally. I'm gonna measure a cup. That's 8 ounces, right? Well, I'm just gonna leave my YouTube stream up. Yeah, take this into the kitchen. Do some baking. Yeah, well, that's your economic model. So, well, we used to play football. What do? We play football, the money and stuff. Well, that's where the accountants come into play. We used to play the football. We don't have anything to do with anything. We do what we're told. You go play that football. We kick the ball. We pass the ball. We score the touchdowns. And we were a team. And there's no I in team. Remember, no I in team, fellas. That one, and then get my thing heated up. No, I ain't a team. You stick together, you're a team. Well, I mean, free agency and that free agency is in loyalty. Loyalty. I mean, corporations is loyal to its people. It's just a nebulous thing. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't have the C's. I'd be interested to find the other half of my dictionary. His eye movements is like 75. It's like checking out the eyes. They're scanning. I took my brother on one of the happiest days of our lives because we didn't take him to the movies, but we took him to the Exploratorium. And there's so many science exhibits there showing how audio vision. I think we went there at high school. The Exploratorium, it has a lot of science things in it, showing eye movements and change blindness. But also from what I learned from Bates' method of natural eye care. So apparently, because of the rods in the eyes, the focal points, there's only like about the size of a dime that's actually clear. When you look around, what is seen all in focus because you scan it and you just remember it. So your brain just gives like a snapshot in the past of what everything looked like. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to afford the Jean Valjean? Inspector. I mean, people who in another time had just said, oh. big, I don't want to take any of their sports stuff away from them. They work so hard. And it has nothing to do with, and nothing to do really with what some guys like me are going through. It's PTSD and trying to leave the war behind. People say their lives and families are in danger. See, I have to be very cognizant of just the slightest. People are so afraid, even the slightest little movement, can set people with traumatic experiences. Just so hard. It's so hard. No. That is not my serving bowl I've been using. Is it? And there it is. Waiting for more bread. So I got water boiling or heating for my soup. Secret Service, William Gillette. Caroline. Sophie was his second act. Margaret Fleming. Margaret, you know his name by chance? Second act. The scene is the same as the second scene of the first act. The large doors at the back are open, showing a luxuriant garden in brilliant sunshine. The baby is in her carriage by the garden door. Margaret, in her dainty house dress, is seated in a low chair in the center of the room, mending one of the baby's dresses. Dr. Larkin, sitting at the table on the left with his back turned to her, is folding little packages of medicine. Margaret looks happy and contented as she chats with him. Doctor. But this is, here I'll use doctor. This is the narration. I'm reading a play. You say you have no pain in the eyes? Margaret. No pain at all. Only once in a while there is a sort of a dimness. Doctor. Yes, a dimness. Margaret. As if my eyes were tired. Doctor. Yes. Margaret. When I read too long, or doctor, turning about and looking at me, do you know what would be a good thing for you to do? Margaret. What, doctor? Wear glasses. Margaret. Why, doctor, aren't you dreadful? She laughs at him. Why, I look a sight. Doctor. Well, it would be a good idea. I was saying, you should wear glasses when you are reading for sewing activities. Interesting. Is it good advice or, well, I have a prescription. I haven't made my eyes perfect 20/20. And it's not natural. A lot of eye strain is from like the finer things. So yeah, with bifocals, it's nothing wrong with me. I don't know what's in this doctor's head. Margaret, do you feel like you should have some eyeglasses, Margaret? Michael Strahan. I remember all the rumors that he's gay? Remember he has this a roommate, him and his roommate. They just been like, I don't know. They go out. Why would they have to say he's gay just because he hasn't been married and he has a guy roommate? They could probably be like just doing so well at the clubs and things. You go to the club. I haven't, have I ever been invited to the VIP section? No, I haven't. To be in the VIP section. Yeah, VIP. You have to experience a time when you have a disposable income. You're just like, you don't really care for your parents, you're paying for things, or maybe, it's just, anyway, doesn't everybody go to the clubs? You go to the clubs, don't you? Party? See that VIP table, other people like, well, if you're a woman, you get in, you're a guy, you stay inside. You might get in eventually, but we gotta get the women into the club so you can get the VIP booths. You're not getting there's like list and then there's like discretionary list. You got a little tip from the door guy? I don't know if we're allowed. Secret Service. So why does it change the title of the pages? At what point does it go from Margaret Fleming on this page to Secret Service? There's no change in acts. Caroline. Oh, this is Caroline could be. Oh yes, I do. Wilford. Go on. What are you waiting for, Caroline? R.C. near the end of the couch. Yes. Hurriedly drops on knees on floor and takes hold, spreading trousers without exacting and cutting and smooth. This is the place, isn't it? Pointing to near the knees. Wilford. No, not up there. Here. Indicate about 5 inches from the bottom of the trouser leg. Okay, sorry. Mending, cutting. Oh yes, I see. Wait, Caroline. Oh yes, I see. Hurriedly snatches pins from her dress, puts one in mouth and one in place. Wilford indicates. All very rapid and earnest. Takes hold of other leg of trousers, seeking his pin in mouth. Innocently without looking up. The other one is the same. A musical rise, the voice at the end of this. Wilford does not deign to reply. Caroline, hearing nothing, looks up at him. Oh yes, oh gross. She quickly puts a pin in the other leg of trousers. From this time on, Caroline's demeanor toward Wilford is entirely changed. It is because he is going to join the army. Wilford's going to join the army. Different time and place. Okay, there's a lot of narration about what they're doing. This won't never tear, trying to tear off the trousers, for all I can do. There's a lot of this narration of these, directions for what the characters are doing. Caroline, when are you going to wear them? Wilford, gruffly. When they're cut off. Caroline looks up at him, with her scissors in mouth. Caroline, you mean you're really? Wilford, Caroline, but your mother. Wilford, she knows. Caroline, oh, Wilford, she's going to write the general tonight. Caroline, but how about if he won't let you? Wilford, will use determination if you can voice down. I'll go just the same. And yet, something metaphysical, mysterious about the place. A true performance. Well, heading back to my coffee shop. Not my personal ownership, but the coffee shops. Where I find it more conducive to thinking and brainstorming and coming up with, well, nothing really useful. I feel like I'm back in time. And for me personally, the time period I'm back in is 2008. No, not 2008. Well, kind of. I guess it is 2008. 2008, the housing, the mortgage market is crashing. People stop taking loans out to buy houses they can't afford with their jobs. And there's so much shady things. Like, I don't even know what the ninja is. The ninja loan. No income, no job, approval. No income, no job, approved. How are they going to pay for this $400,000 mortgage? $5,000 a month, adjustable rate. Doesn't matter. Just approve them. Give money to somebody with no actual documented, oh yeah, no ID, no identification, no job, yeah, no identification. Those abbreviations. I thought it was no income, no verified income. But maybe they have money. Well, that's good. Boiling up my onion soup. Got this bread nice and ready. I didn't dip it in like olive oil. Been spending too much at the wine places. Wine is expensive. No, we got food, next level chef. Radar. What should I watch and narrate? Monk. Twist. Hotel Paranormal. It's a blank screen. I'm watching on 5.5 or 5.4 on my Hotel Paranormal. It's just a blank screen. .1 News 10. Alright, let's watch News 10. Channel not available. No. Changed atmospheric conditions. I have problems with my receiver and channels audio only. Oh well. We'll keep going up the channel ladder. Keep it turning. Nurse? One of the longest running shows is MASH. Well, I They don't listen. They don't listen. Yeah. Other people's thoughts, other people's narration of life. The social pressure, the joint, oh boy, the social pressure is all along. I'm not the only one. Show him the screen. Oh, Mitterland, this is a bot. It's just like a bot. I'm looking at my instant messengers. Jameson Lange. Huh. Sorry, I don't know what to screen share with you. It's just like rambling. I don't really have a plan, but I can tell you my plan is if I can't, I won't, then I won't. And if you don't understand that there's some things I can't do, yeah, I just shut down the Tesla assembly lines. If there's unemployment for the workers, I don't even know who works there. Amazon warehouses. This is where people project 30-year trends based on like short-term emergencies. Unless a short-term emergency was not like, that wasn't a short term. It's a long emergency. This is a very long emergency. Why? Well, it goes back to Harvard debate and the War Powers Act. Debate has When barred prison initiative students debated at Harvard. BPI, main management. BPI.
Strategically, what is the weak point that you see in your argument?
It seemed like when you weren't in class doing your work, you were talking about the debate.
It is the creation of an even larger problem. The only viable solution at our disposal is to grant local school boards the ability to deny.
How are we going to prove that public schools in America should have the ability to deny undocumented students?
It's a challenge, right? If we win,
I'm gonna think about this for a moment. Should public schools be able to deny undocumented students? Undocumented, meaning, how old are you? You have no paperwork. I'm a student. I got to come in. This is a very good, debate.
that argument, we really win.
Sorry that my screen is.
If we lose, that's 2 losses in a row.
We can't have that.
It's good to be on the stage with Harvard, but it's much better to be on the stage with Harvard and win.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to debate a very serious topic that deals with our undocumented children. They currently find themselves trapped at the nexus of 2 dysfunctional systems: our nation's immigration law and public school systems.
There is an enormous opportunity cost to not educating these undocumented students. As is well known, there is a huge tie between education and income in the future. Students who have not completed a high school degree earn
Sorry. It's only 7. Well, don't worry about what time it is where I'm at. continue on the audio portion of this. Yeah, just, you know, for people in prisons, the whole point of prisons was rehabilitation. I was thinking about it today. It was like the military, good or bad. Well, most of the military are composed of the same jobs that we find in the civilian world. We have culinary specialists, the ship mess specialists, people who cook. They learn skills like cooking. We all learn cleaning. We should. It's one that's been kind of lost on myself in the civilian world. What else? Oh yeah, motor mechanics. Learn about mechanics. Carpentry. There's damage control, firefighting. Things that come go with complex systems like ships. I prefer the hotels. This day and age is this age of Aquarius. That's the problem with this shipboard living, is that when you get discrimination, when fights break out among the crew, when crews start taking sides, like okay, so pretend you're a skipper, pretend you're a captain, and there's reports that the two of the enlisted have started beating each other. They got in a fight, and they both want charges filed. That's UCMJ. There's like assault. You know, you're like, okay, who's at fault? You're trying to figure out which one's at fault. And the crew, well, the other witnesses. Yeah, well, to have a less strict captain. That's why it's no fun out here. That's why it's no fun. Yeah, we just like no.
10,300 less than high school graduates. The result of this is a high cost to society, as these students are essentially forced into a cycle of unemployment, crime, and poverty.
These children end up in poor schools. Indeed, they went on to speak about these children in a very negative manner. These children, if we do not let them in our public schools, will end up as criminals. They will end up as in prison someday. They will fail in life. Let me point out, this will not result from our proposal. This results from the way things are now.
So we were split as a judging panel. There were 3 judges, and it was a 2-1 split. And the 2-1 split was in favor of Bob.
College Behind Bars, a film by Lynn Novick. Not necessarily the one I was looking for. Who's in charge? Okay, Google. You're gonna make me say, I've been looking. Harvard Debate War Powers Act. Black. Harvard Debate. House Base, no, where is it? Well, it was historic. It was a historic win. Okay, let me just War Powers Act. Let me just debate. Ready to move out what it's about. Oh, black girl debate team makes history at Harvard.
5:24 now on this Wednesday morning. It's time to get uplifted. Jayla Jackson and Imani Stanton recently made history. They became the first black girl duo to win Harvard's international debate competition. They competed against more than 100 debaters from around the world. The Harvard Debate Council brings hundreds of talented students from more than 15 countries for a debate tournament. Jayla and Imani are both from Atlanta. They are part of Harvard University's Diversity Project, founded in 2017 to promote inclusivity and equity on campus. The two girls are making the most of this opportunity, going undefeated in this debate competition. Here's a sample of their debating skills in action.
Judge, $9,000 is not enough to sustain these students. They work 40 hours a week, making the NCAA billions of dollars, preventing them from getting a job to sustain themselves like other college students do. Judge, if you have an ounce of empathy for the...
You say $9,000 isn't enough to sustain these... Oh, here's a glimpse of Imani and Jayla live. See, I know my screen is just, it doesn't show the video, and here's the problem I have with this with system I'm using. I just really don't care to try to fix anything at the moment. Making a living based on popularity, that's Hollywood's fallacy. As long as you like the character, as long as you like the actor, it'd never have to be around them.
Hard-working students who bring you March Madness and merch, if you believe that education is not second to entertainment, you must vote for the affirmative.
Whoa. I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to see what Jayla and Imani go on to do with their lives.
Exactly that, and you never want to get into a debate with them.
Just be like, you're right.
You win.
You my bad.
It. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. If you had to live with them,
You have to live with a woman like that? That's just living with a woman, period. I don't think a man's ever won a debate with a woman. This is dangerous. talking about is when the suspect wanted is a male. It's when it was a male violent suspect, a sexual assault person, and then all of a sudden they're reported dead. They had a sister. Totally not identity. Yeah, it's where women who, like the feminists, the Turks, trans exclusionary radical feminists. You know, a lot of them have they have residual trauma from being assaulted by men. All men. And you know what? That's from what I've seen. From what I've seen from some of these friggin' that's why they prefer to surround themselves with the darker elements of society. Men just like them, where it's socially acceptable. How many young boys were at Neverland? How many spent the night at Neverland? they do look like prisons, don't they?
Well, the liberals even, honestly. I feel like it's a universal joke. Like, well, they think that you have Biden run the presidency from the nursing home or hospice. He's not running anything now, guys. It could be a reality show. That would be very fun. What if? I would love to be a fly on that wall. That means making zero decisions whatsoever. None. But none. It can happen in the corner. I want to know the main person who controls. Everyone keeps saying Kamala, but I really don't know. I think Kamala's kind of saying her like, and it would be that'd be Obama, right? Well, Obama's been a lot behind the scenes. So it really is nobody government or power. It's people that are outside of the nation. Gina Wisconsin. I agree. I've always seen very, very, very rich, very under the radar, or maybe the great decisions. But Andy Blinken is really running those foreign policy stuff. You can see that if you go back and watch any speech or any press conference that Biden gives the House of Foreign Policy, people see Andy Blinken in the back, very cautiously watching. I can see which message they have to put up. Like when the president of China came to this country and then Biden was still here, Joe Biden called him dictator, and Andy Blinken literally cringed and well, damn it, here's the message. But that's, it's like live, yeah. But it's honestly the people who are making the decisions are people who would never. Are they tied to the government? Is there any chance that feeling that's really honestly, I really don't think the president does make decisions. I think every election is great, but even Trump, I really do think it let Trump win the 4 years, and he is super known for 4 years. And he's that guy. Hey, look at this bad guy. Give us more power, or at least give us reasons to have more power. Well, you're the bad guy, and he's super. I really think it let Trump win. That's what January 6th was about. That's what, all of this stuff is set up. It's all rigged. And everything is, the media is entertainment industry, whether it's Fox News or CNN, or it's your favorite alternative pundits. Okay, all these people are actors.
You know who Paul Rich is? Paul Rich is the one dating Adele. If you follow UK, you know her for peace. That's why Will Smith's obsessed with the Hollywood actresses. They're professional prostitutes, and I often liken our political system as a soap opera with psychopaths. It's all a show. They're performing for you. And again, as I said earlier, they're all owned and operated by the exact same people. All of them. Real Housewives. Yes, they pretend to hate each other. They pretend to fight with each other. But they don't. And they're not. It doesn't matter. They don't. You don't even read the bills, y'all. They're not even reading the legislation. It's like 5,000 pages. They get 45 minutes before they're supposed to vote on something. They scan that stuff. No, the lobbyists write the bills, and they tell people how to vote, and they tell people what to say, and it's none of it's real. Well, I mean, they're competing lobbyists. Everyone's bad except for Trump. Like, no, Trump's in on this shit. Like, he's our friend. He's involved in it. He was besties with the Clintons up until he decided to run. Like, he's a Democrat most of his life. Now that he's MAGA. It's all, this is all, they're all working together. Doesn't actually care about you. If Trump, I just really hear free song in the journey. If Trump actually gave a shit about any of you who would free song, he had the chance. He wouldn't have had him arrested. Trump had arrested. Exactly. Trump plotted to murder him. Yes. I am so sick of everyone's like, why are you so supporting Trump? It's because they realize it's all fraud. People realize it's all bullshit. Like, of course my opinions are good shit. I was 21 years old, the biggest MAGA shit we didn't think of, and then I realized, like, this is all bullshit, it's all fraud. None of these people care about whether it's Trump or Biden or Clinton or whatever, whoever's in office. And the moment he basically screwed over a song, like when I was like, okay, like this is the whole reason us to have that was to go fuel and it's gonna help us on and never happened. So I still like Trump. I think he's entertaining. There's funny people that like him. I'm not gonna judge you for liking him. I just disagree with that. Definitely part of the system. Yeah, I agree too. My thing is, I think he's funny and entertaining. For sure. Like, the dude's hilarious. And like, I have friends who are all over the political spectrum. I really don't judge people based on who they vote for. I understand that people are voting for Trump mainly because they want the economy to be better, they want gas prices to be lower, and that's 100% understandable. But at the end of the day, the system is rigged and it's not working. Well, I mean, personally, I have a job. I think they support the migrants only if they refuse to attend No, did you check them? Yeah. You know, there's an interesting line that I heard about like these white guys adopting like urban and like rapping and stuff. It was like the women don't want a fake. If they want a real one, then you go get the real thing. Instead you say you go, oh yo baby, no. I have a brother like that. And yet, you know, survival chameleons and stuff. Grandmother, I like the Yelf. That's why I used to watch MILF. I don't know if you know what MILF porn is. That was from American Pie. I don't understand what the succession is with having a Jewish state in the Middle East. The freaking United States of America is like the most giant Jewish state that's ever existed. I don't know what it is. Freaking, hey baby, but what up, baby? Oh. We know what we're trying to do. We're trying to free women and hyper. See, most of violence, men's violence, is spent around controlling women's sexuality. You're not controlling your sexuality, ladies. You're just locking you outside. You went and shipped your caboose in the yard, and all those men and all those boys want that milkshake. Well, because Daily Wire using corporate property as its private filming location. They target.
That's actually not that crazy considering anime makes like a whole anime based off of a guy being a vending machine. What? What? Yeah. I can see that. Anime guy is literally a vending machine. Wow. That? I don't remember the name of it. My friend was telling me about it. You know what? So I'm sure someone check up Sandy vending machine at birthday pass if they have. Oh, they have socks, candies. They're vending machines on every like street. Yeah, that's amazing. Do they sell clean candies in a vending machine? I would be interested in that too. Probably a little bit of both. You never know. You have a long day. It's like random. You get what you pay. Oh, I got the clean pair. I would love to set up a line bag. Like you don't know what you're gonna get.
So they use in Tokyo. They had like vending machines with like used panties and used socks and stuff. I mean, why have? Yeah, we see him at D12 and be like, no, man, these are the cool, my homies, I'm gonna pay for everything. Yeah, Ben strikes me as somebody who likes his pocketbook more than like being cool. Nicki Minaj, you mean La Rosa? The Rose. The Black Rose. Oh yeah, Princess. Not she's the only one. Anybody, all her daughters have the title Princess.
Disney has meanwhile let the task guys
featured rapper?
Yeah. They ride on coattails in the past so that they can have their products, which are just crap. Yeah, they'll take the fan base and the nostalgia of the past and old customers, but screw the values and everything that made it successful. And that's why Star Wars is shit now. It's so much easier to just redo old stuff and come up with new ideas, and it's all a cash grab, really, it's all it is. With Broadway, it's not really a lot of people on Broadway, it's all business with rock. Oh, yeah. You like songs? And I love those music. I love it's not really that many people like it.
So the
But
future can
probably
be
have to
of-
see it in the moment, whereas you can play it really in time. So there's something about it's a little bit different, I think. They're also a little bit more talented. It's not about the morals or whatever. They're just they got an idea. Spider-Man, I think they like killed 6 Spider-Man who's flying in the air. Rating was bad. That's the only bottom of it that I have. But that wrote the music. But yeah, many people just kind of run out of things. Yeah. Send a couple Little Mermaid was an abomination. No way it didn't even exist. Black woman dance. Black woman in the ocean. Like I feel like that's really hard. Splitting jets. They just write themselves. They just found it. That's actually like. Sir. Really fresh meat. Cheers. Just in guess it. I think she's a good singer. I think she's actually really cute. My biggest issue with that whole role. The cinematography was awful. The costuming was shit. I didn't see it. Everything was all over the place. Like that's the thing is like Halle Bailey wasn't even the issue with the Little Mermaid movie. I actually thought she was really cute. My issue was that they clearly did everything so cheap from the costume to like the cinematography, and I just really feel like it was an obvious cash grab at that point.
Yeah.
They didn't even shoot it in a real ocean.
Yeah, Halle Berry, it's like, she's been around for a while. And she's been,
It's woke, it has little people in it. The reason that the whole Disney company even exists, that's the first ever Disney full-length feature film ever made. It's the first full-length feature animated film ever made in history. I mean, it's the reason why the Disney company it was just made as a movie. It's like not like targeted towards kids. It was just targeted towards people. It wasn't, I mean, like now usually animated movies are targeted towards children. That's not the case with Snow White. It was absolutely groundbreaking. And so the idea that this chick's out here spitting all over it and then bitching about, the role that she has to play and then, making starting comments about the storyline of, well, she doesn't need to be saved by some prince and blah, blah, blah. It's just, he said he was stalking her and the prince was stalking her. I should gasp. Because there's a whole backstory. Because if you watch the first, because Disney didn't have enough time to put everything. But if you see the prince when he sees Snow White, the reason she runs away isn't because she's scared, she's the rags. Because she has a stepmother who makes her rags. And so when they were children, when they were children, they actually knew each other from like family gatherings and balls. So it wasn't really stalking, it was really
Yeah.
So I think we worked with this
Yeah, this is O.J. Simpson trial.
all those teen movies like 10 Things I Hate About You. It's based on Taming. So that works. It's just a reimagining. But that's clever. Yeah, it's a reimagining. It's not what we do. I don't mind that. Even She's the Man. She's the Man. I love that one. Yeah. And Cruel Intentions. Yeah. Cruel Intentions was Dangerous Liaisons. Or right there. Clueless was literally Jane Austen. So the Leo DiCaprio, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. See, they figured they have a jury of black women that they would be like putting OG in jail for what he did that because women unite. Instead, the celebrations. Yeah. She Dragon Blizzard, they know that's a male thing. I'm looking at their chats. His dad dies. I don't even know who my dad is. Good thing. And killing everybody. So is Ben really friggin' Luke's father? No, I mean there's doubt though. And there is doubt. What happened when he women get around so much? Yeah.
Good night, Mr. Sydney. Hear you breathing. I regret every day.
Yeah, it's like, how many men? How many men? It's like that Tumblr woman who, like, I don't know if you remember Tumblr. It was like, when the Tumblr's market share when they started like doing that thing against porn, because a lot of people were just amateuring their lives. And I don't know if you except to see the Tumblr blog with a sexually liberated woman who had 5 booty calls. She slept with 5 men in like one day. She was documenting it and stuff.
Chrissy, the baby's gonna get bigger and push up on your lungs. Of course it's gonna get worse. Yes, it's gonna get worse. I'm sorry to tell you it's gonna get worse. Like I mean, I shouldn't be so negative about it. I was pregnant, but it's not awful. But I mean, it is just like the baby gets bigger. It pushes on all your organs. It like shifts things around. You're making her not want to have a baby. Like, you know, she's having a baby already.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse because the daddies, men are so fucked in the brains. Like, because before people looked close enough like each other, that it was like, when people look close enough like each other, they're the reason like, oh no, it's normal. You know, it's like, but after the sacrifices, this isn't funny. It's actually not funny if like Johnny was coming home from war. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she'll love you up the laundry room. That's freaking Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is anybody. Yeah, the one that husband is like.
Unless you're like morbidly obese, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like if you're morbidly obese and you're pregnant, it's
Yeah.
okay to like very consciously under physician supervision attempt to lose weight while also being pregnant, but you're not, so you should not.
Who have had a lap band surgery that they have to basically unsnap it to get pregnant. They can go in there and like unfeed so that you can eat more about that. Yeah, that would make sense though. I don't know, if they go in and unsnap it. Yeah, they gotta undo it.
Yeah. My wife had Valiant Renegade. My wife had 3 all C-sections. First was born at 26 weeks, 1 pound 8 ounces, trapped in a New Orleans hospital during Hurricane Katrina. You'll be fine. Yeah, yeah.
Baseball team. My son's baseball team is raising money for their Cooperstown trip. She's doing it on Thursday. Any amount is so greatly appreciated. The fundraiser has a goal of 10 grand. Already has raised.
See, this is where Don. That proves this for. So I was hanging out with these contractors. It was the first time in my life I got a $24 an hour job. I had a 24-hour job, and I was in school 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And so I was the first time I went out and I went to a bar and I was just hanging out with guys and spending money because we were big ballers. $24 an hour? Oh, yeah, man. Well, anyway, was that when I was making $22 an hour? Oh yeah, $24 an hour. I was having a great time in Fayetteville. In Huntsville, at $22 an hour, I was I was nervous. I was signing up to go do dangerous stuff. And 9 weeks there, but boy oh boy, listening in on. So anyway, one of the guys, one of the Army guys, he's like, he liked it, he loved it, he's been doing contracting. And anyway, he told me, he's talking about about how hard it is to make $1 million and how easy it is to make it again, or something like that. Or, I don't know, I don't remember. But I remember the money quote. The money quote was, my grandfather said the key to a successful marriage is a good mistress. And I'm like, a mistress? So you married, have this BMW, you got money, and you're doing all this contract work. And he also has stories about just international travel and being it's just in the officer ranks because he's like not SF, that's a catch-all. Ranger is a thing that's not secret to me. Army Ranger, but they're women who just love that type of stuff. So I got to hear some of the stories, and I'm just sitting there. And I don't even say I enjoyed the things. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. I was making $1,100 a month in the Navy. $1,100 a month, and then I had I had roommates in a little room. We didn't really have to pay for our food. And that was when I got promoted. So yeah, $900 a month in the Navy. And I was good. I expedited promotions based on my thing. And, well, when I was sitting there listening, I'm like, do you currently have a mistress? Because if every successful man has a wife and a mistress, that means about what? 1/3 of the male population? I mean, how do the other guys who only have one wife feel about them being a mistress to a rich man? Well, I guess it'll pay off in the end, won't it? That's the problem with us coming back home from war, is there are so many men who thought that in people's minds, we'll just go and we'll come back and we'll take over where we left off. That's just mentality. We're finding out that there is no home for us to come back to. How?
Again, what's wrong with like going and selling some hay bars or washing some cars? Like, why are these kids just doing, let's just throw up a GoFundMe and ask mommy's rich friends to donate? Go
Sell lemonade or something.
I want to do it. Like,
Work for it.
well,
Not even mommy's rich friends. It's like it's mommy's fans who are not rich who idolize her.
Why did mommy ask her rich friends? This is like Oprah and The Rock asking everybody to donate money for Maui. That's what this is.
Yeah. And it's okay. So her net worth is $10 million, right?
And that's just her. That's not including her husband, who is a CIA agent.
Well, $10 million in LA when Kim's a billionaire, maybe they are poor. No, like Kim is a billionaire. You know, I mean, even she's the poorest Kardashian is far richer. Is far richer than Alyssa Milano. So maybe it's all about perspective. She was like, hey, I don't know why is this weird. I'm 40. Let's see how much they. Well, they hit their goal. They raised $11,220. So, congrats, boys. Enjoy the trip to Cooperstown. By the way, like, congrats for money. Where's that gonna go now that they hit their goal? Also, she boxed her child's baseball game. Yeah. Right. You show up there protesting against birds.
Yeah, everybody knows what team her kid plays for now.
This is tough because you're obviously using your fame, your name, your celebrity to your job, your child, make money for this instead of like, I don't know, it's like what you said.
Did your child see something racist?
They're not going to put their own money towards it. And then the comments I see from people who I assume are rich go, oh, well, it's not the responsibility of wealthy parents to just pay for everything all the time.
Who's this right now? Whose responsibility is it? They're your kids, they're not my kids. Why should I be paying for your kid to go to Cooperstown?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Your fans who don't make much.
Yeah. Hey, there's Martha's video. Shout out to kid.
Yes, she has money. She rich, right? It's a little bit like, do you want to make it seem like you're broke, or are you so out of touch?
No, obviously it's not her responsibility to pay for the entire team.
No, or anything for them to get this. Or would have made the money. This fucking girl. Nicole, what's she supposed to do? Fund the entire trip for the team? She was a lot of. It's the team organizing it, not her. Get a grip, Chris. Get a grip. Oh, wow. Okay.
Like laundry room.
She should have given a lump sum, like pay for half, or like give what she could.
So anyway, laundry rooming. That's the dude. That's the dude who like hits on people in the laundry room. Like, hey man, what's up? You looking all man? You all stressed out? Well, your husband make you do all this the chores and stuff. Oh, baby. You know, I'm different than the other guys in the laundry room. I'm different. You want to go with me and my friend Chris? We got some. I don't know. Have you ever seen dudes like hanging out in cars and like fast food restaurants shaking bottles of pills at like teenagers? Yeah, I know who that is. So should I take these headphones off and start listening to the YouTube live streams again? Well, and marriage is a form of prostitution. I can't really say it's not. You know, it's a compulsion for the brain down there. So when women are smarter, every once in a while men get lightheaded as the oxygen flows to another part that does like, well, it doesn't make most rational decisions. That piggy just wants a nice warm cursed my phone 26 less times this week than last week. That's how I read things now. One debate. Well, 75,000 subscriber celebration, $45 shots, Q&A, weight plus weight food discovered too.
Well, chat. This has been an interesting stream. I'm going to be wrapping it up in just a few. At least in Discord in general. Let me take a real look. Signal hire sweeping 10 to 50 employees. Whoa, it actually says names! Name social media. Tristan Tarwater, there's no way that's a real person. That's fake. That is fucking fake. That's fake. Kim, we do know she's the CEO. Amber Blake, project coordinator, senior writer designer, writer production, writer narrative designer, studio manager, writer. I will have to look into these and see if I can find any social media accounts to go with them. But I'm impressed. Because I have been waiting to see actual sweet baby names, to see actual names of people that work in these places. I'm gonna do some digging, do some research. But Poncho, I think this is a signed Gollum copy. Poncho, if I can confirm some of these people and I can find their social media, I will send you a signed copy of Gollum. Fuck that person.
encountered that one before. Ooh, GB News Live.
Well, the results are in. I shall reveal all next, plus more front pages to go here. I'm Chris Maho. And I'm Laurie De Niro, bringing in TNQ Live here on GB News. Every Wednesday we'll bring you live coverage of Prime Minister's questions when
Ooh. I'd make Marion Mall just proves me right.
financial disaster to even think about divorce. This is the reason why I am happy that I got married later in my years, because earlier in my years I would have been divorced because I wouldn't have taken marriage seriously. And I want you all to take marriage seriously, and you all need to look at it until death do you part. Celine, thank you so much for following. Yes, I just want one kid, not an army, so I'm not in a hurry to have a child, to find a husband right now at 24. Yeah, you're 24. Start about 20. Listen, here's the thing. Here's my suggestion to you, Celine. You're 24. You're still a young girl. When you start hitting 26, just be open. I didn't say look. I didn't say go hunt. I said be open. Because once you start hitting 26, I need your rhetoric, I need your language to change. And say, I am looking for my future husband. Okay? I am looking for someone who is serious about starting a family.
How many people have you slept
And make
with?
sure that man, first of all, one kids, but
Maybe
also
every
make sure he
birthday.
wants at least one. And to also make sure that he is financially responsible, that you all are compatible, and that you all are equally yoked. And if you see red flags that are non-conform, that you have zero tolerance for, cut them loose. This is where the courting comes from. This is where you keep your legs closed. See, what happens is that you ladies open your legs, get caught up in your DVs, and then you ignore the red flags because you all in love. And you all caught up in your DVs because you don't open your legs to them. Let me tell you something. Keeping your legs closed brings you much clearer. Ooh, you see everything. And the reason why I say start at 26 because it may take you 3 or 5 years to find Mr. Right. That's why I say start at 26 to be open and start dating these guys. Because I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to find them in the first year. When I tell you to find them at 26, do not be surprised when you are 32 and you're like, oh my God, I finally found my soulmate. I finally found the one. I finally found my husband. Honey, it's going to take a minute, honey. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute. I was looking for my husband in my early 20s. I gave up because you were damaged goods back then, girl. Let's be clear. You were not in the mental position to be a wife. You would have been divorced already. You would have married a dumb man. And then all of a sudden you realize you stuck with a dumb man because you was looking for a man when you was vibrating on a low level. You never want to look for a husband when you are on a low vibrational level. You get dusted. You are better now, are you not? Celine, answer my question. I want you to answer this question. Are you a better woman today than you was in your early 20s?
It's like listening to Dr. Laura Schlesinger. She has many disciples. Oh, Dr. Laura has so many disciples.
To the average person. Yes, you would have. And
Again, what's wrong with going and selling some K bars or washing some cars? Like, why are these kids just doing? Let's just throw up a GoFundMe and ask mommies for friends to donate. Go
sell lemonade or something.
I want to do it. Like,
Work for it.
yeah.
Well, not even mommy's rich friends. It's like it's mommy's fans who
Yeah.
are not rich, who idolize her for whatever
like, are you proud of her? Because Alyssa Milano and Rose McGowan obviously work together on Charmed, and she says, or the interviewer's like, are you proud of her? And she says, you have to watch it because Rose is so unbelievably badass in the clip. She's like,
Wasn't that Rose tried calling people out like years and years ago, and then nobody believed her?
yes, I talked to Rose McGowan on one of my other shows, and
She just tell me like it is. Yeah. Tatum always knows best.
hold on, I can send it to you in the.
Ooh, okay. I know Brittany and Extra Girl have to go. I didn't know if you guys wanted to discuss the latest Eliza Blue. She has resurfaced. She has come
I have a
up
little bit of a story about that.
I am so excited for her.
Oh shit.
I was gonna say I haven't had dinner yet, and I have no idea about this topic, so I might just take my leave now. And I'm so hungry. I'm so sorry. People, where they can find you. Extra Girl everywhere. So thank you, Christy. I'm sorry I have to go. I feel bad. You look cute though. Wedding. I love that. Enjoy your iconic. I'm all alright. Thanks, thank you.
The size you are in relationship to.
I think this is just a short clip.
Gosh, she's so great. I see. Okay, I'll play this, and then we'll launch the Eliza Blue. I've been meaning to cosplay as her in Scream for a while now. She's so.
I love Rose so much.
She's got a great face.
Yeah, she
She's
does.
got such a good face. She could not pull off.
And she's honestly such a badass. Like I've talked to her, she's such a badass.
Planet Terror, she's the machine gun leg. My God.
She gets a lot of credit for helping me to do it.
Oh, I know this clip. Oh yeah, just look at her face. So
Watch this.
listen to her. I don't like her.
Listen, hold on.
And she holds her face like that. She's a lie.
Because I think she's a lie.
She said, I don't know these people. Whoop. I'm not looking at this from the outside. I have a lot of experience. I know she's a CAH, but I can find.
CAH?
Keep my times up. CAA. Where do you meet? CAA. Who needs good PR? CAA. Who are part of the pen problem? CAA. These are very powerful.
Listen.
They are.
So.
He's so bad. So hard. Nick that hard.
I love her so much.
Oh no, she's that was on her.
They are. So am I.
I never worked with her. I looked at a lot with what else is she famous for?
Who's the boss?
Charmed.
Alyssa Milano from the 80s. She was in with Tony Danza as like a little sitcom thing. And then she was also, I think, she did like a hosting job for like Project Runway All Stars or some bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I thought I was talking about Rose.
No, Rose is like has a pretty prolific movie star career.
And
Like,
how?
she's
Yeah.
a lot of
No, is that not? No.
Is what?
Not the Real Housewives. The Wisteria Lane ones. No, not her. I don't know. I haven't watched it. No, which is it? Eastwick? No, that's not that.
Are you talking about Desperate Housewives?
Desperate Housewives. I think Ruth Alyssa was somebody else.
No, she's not on that. I don't think. I've never watched that show, but I don't think she is.
Someone in the chat's asking an important question. What is CAA?
It's an agency. It's a talent agency.
Creative Artist Agency.
They're shady as fuck. They're shady as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like the Weinstein.
It's like United Talent. Oh, so they knew about the Weinstein stuff and then called it out to make them look like
That's
they
who
were just guilty.
Rose tried to call out Harvey Weinstein years ago.
I know that part.
Years ago. Like a very long time ago. And nobody listened to her. Everybody called her crazy.
I'm sorry, I gotta hop off, but thank you for having me. And yes, I did hear about Eliza Blue was like trying to come back and making denials of all the things we provide evidence for on several streams. Like, it's so annoying. Like, am I gonna have to go back and like rehash like every receipt again, including like she took down some people's streams too to try to cover us. I think that in of itself speaks on the topic, but. Anyway, before I go, I just wanted to shout out to Rouge Street Soap because Valentine's Day candles are really cute. Ooh, what does it smell like? It smells exactly like a Hershey's Kiss. It's like very much that type of chocolate. It's really, really good. I like this one a lot. I like
This is exciting. It's like the most exciting stream. How long have I been streaming for? 3 hours and 46 minutes.
Can't really see how pretty it was, but it has the amethyst crystal in it, and it's purple, and it's because my birthday is coming up on February seasons here, so they're saying that it's February 12th. Oh yeah, it's already in my calendar. And I really like this one. It's, do you know, Brittany, you know what's also in my calendar for February 12th? Zia gets her boobs redone. The next one. Oh really? What happened? It's boob, or Zia's new boob day. Yeah, wait, she just got them done. She's getting big bottomed out. She said a little bit. They're a little make them a little bigger. Yeah. I saw them. She showed them to me nude, and I thought they were perfect, but yeah. Also, because it's my birthday, Michelle made the birthday cupcake